What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mills Wrestling. In today's video, I'm going to be reading your guys' WWE Hot Takes. WWE Hot Takes is a series I like to do on this channel at least once a week. It's basically me reading your guys' WWE Hot Takes on my TikTok account, which you guys can follow. I'm going to link that into the description if you guys want to be a part of the next one. I basically read the comment on the screen, I display it on the screen, and I basically tell you guys if I agree with it, disagree with it, and I elaborate on why. So like I said, if you guys want to be a part of the next WWE Hot Takes video, make sure to follow my TikTok in the description. Before we get into the video, if you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new videos, and don't forget to leave a like down below. Alright guys, let's get into this video. The first hot take that we have on here says, CM Punk's run since returning has been better than his Summer of Punk run from 2011 to 2013. I don't think that this is crazy to say. CM Punk's legendary Summer of Punk, and then his entire run from 2011 to 2013 as WWE Champion was super memorable. He basically saved the PG era, if we're being honest. Without CM Punk, WWE would have been in the trash, if we're being honest. He saved that era of wrestling, but I don't think it's ridiculous to say that his comeback has been better than that. I mean, think about all the feuds he's had since returning to WWE. Obviously, Drew McIntyre was feud of the year and one of the probably top 10 feuds of all time now, if I'm being honest. That was just awesome. And the fact that that ran for a year, obviously him getting hurt did hurt the company a little bit, but at the same time, he was showing up still. He was cutting promos, and he was subtly feuding with Drew McIntyre, right? And then the feud with Seth Rollins was absolutely unbelievable. It's obviously, it's ran its course. It's kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit. But either way, the peak of that storyline between Punk and Rollins was awesome. And then he's obviously had a little bit of a feud with Roman Reigns. Didn't lead to a singles match yet. But like the stuff with Paul Heyman, it's just been awesome to see. But as for, is it better than his 2011 to 2013 run? I'm going to say no. It is close. I'm not going to say, oh, like, you can't have a different opinion. But I think that his current run is a little bit below his 2011 to 2013 run. I mean, just the feuds with like John Cena, The Rock, etc. Just him holding the championship as well, holding it for 434 days. I mean, you can't beat it, right? The matches he was putting on too, his matches obviously back then are better than what he puts on now. He still puts on good matches, but obviously younger in his career, obviously he was going to put on better matches. So I think that adds to it. And then just him being a heel, I feel like he's a little bit better as a heel. I love him as a babyface, but his heel work was absolutely awesome. And we got to see him pair with Paul Heyman, which was pretty cool. I think it's really close. I really do when you compare the two. But at the end of the day, I think his run from 2011 to 2013 was just a little bit better. The next hot take we have on here says, Seth isn't injured. He probably tweaked his knee a little bit and will cash in on Punk at SummerSlam, and they will save Roman and Seth one-on-one for Mania 42. So I don't want to say I think it's a fake injury because I'm 99.9% sure this is a real injury just because of the way he was acting, right? I mean, he basically told LA Knight to hit his finisher on him to end the match, right? I feel like if they were going to fake an injury, they wouldn't have done it like that, right? And you don't normally see stuff like that. And then after the match, when they were on commercial break, people were taking videos from the stands, and obviously you could hear him saying, like, fuck, man, like, fuck. So I think it's 100% real, and it looks bad. You know, he's running around with crutches on, a boot on. I hope it's not like a too long injury. I'm seeing like 4 to 5 months. I'm hoping like it's not a year, right? Because Paul Heyman did say like he's got a year to cash it in. He's holding the briefcase. Like, we're not worried about that. So that's a good sign. He also, it's not on the screen, but he did reply in the comments to somebody saying that he thinks this because WWE was going head-to-head with AEW's programming. Obviously, that was the day of All In. WWE had Saturday Night's Main Event going and Great American Bash. So he said that it wouldn't be, beyond WWE to have a bigger storyline than what AEW was putting out. Obviously, AEW, the Main Event was their big thing. So how does WWE top that? And how does WWE have people and the fans talk about them more than AEW? Maybe have Seth Rollins get injured. I don't think that's the case, but that's not like ridiculous. As for counter programming, I don't think that's the case, but wouldn't put it beyond them if I'm being honest with you. I just don't think Seth Rollins is hurt. I really don't. I mean, if he did cash in on CM Punk at SummerSlam, that would be the greatest swerve ever. I would love that if that happened because Seth Rollins did say CM Punk, you're never going to be WWE champion as long as I'm breathing, as long as I am in this company. So, like, it would make perfect sense, right? It would just be crazy out of nowhere. Imagine hearing his music hit at SummerSlam. I feel like everybody would be caught off guard. Think about the Naomi cash in, how, like, that caught everybody off guard because everyone thought she was going to cash in on Tiffany and Jade at SummerSlam. This would be crazy as well. If that happened, I think that these two would be the greatest Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. Like, the greatest year for both cash-ins. I would not expect this at all to happen. But if it did, that would be crazy. But like I said, I just don't see it happening. I think Seth is for real injured. He has obviously had issues with his knee in the past. And even as recent as 2024 with the lead up to WrestleMania, I think it's a real injury, and this would be crazy, but I hope Seth does recover soon, and I hope that he can make it back within the next 4 or 5 months. The next hot take we have on here says, Naomi loses the title in the triple threat to Rhea. I would absolutely hate this. I hope this does not happen. Rhea, they need to learn how to book Rhea outside of the championship. I mean, if she's not holding the championship, she's fighting for the championship. They don't know how to book her outside of the championship at all. So I hope that they don't put the title back on her, especially since Naomi just literally had, in my opinion, the greatest women's cash-in of all time at Evolution. If her reign ends after 3 weeks, I am going to be pretty upset about that. I want to see what she can do with that title. I think the promo she just cut as champion, I thought that was pretty good. One of her better promos. So I want to keep seeing her as champion. I want her to hold the title for at least a couple of months. I don't want to see her drop it at SummerSlam, and especially not to Rhea, just because Rhea has held the title like 2 times within the last couple of years. I think that they need to just put her into different programs. I want to see Naomi feud with like fresh people, right? Like feuding with Rhea and Io, that's fine because we haven't seen that. But I think they should move into like Naomi feuding with Bianca. That's initially what I thought was going to be the SummerSlam match, Naomi versus Bianca. Obviously, it doesn't seem like Bianca's cleared for action for SummerSlam, but that's still a feud they have to get into, and maybe Bianca Belair is the one to take that title off Naomi. I think she's probably the most likely. But as for Rhea taking the title off Naomi, absolutely not. Do not want to see that. The next one we have on here says, if WWE focused more on the women, the TV product would be far more consistent. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think the women showed you guys that at Evolution. They showed everybody that with the performance they put on. Every match was a banger. There was not a single bad match at Evolution. And then just like the crazy factors of the best match of the night being Io versus Rhea, maybe match of the year if we're being honest. And then the surprise factor of Naomi cashing in. Trish Stratus coming back and delivering a great match. The Blake Monroe heel turn. Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lara putting on an absolute classic. Stephanie Vaquer winning the Battle Royal. Like, there was so many great moments at Evolution. And they were featured, I believe, for the first hour or so on Monday Night Raw after. Not sure if that's correct, but I did see that somewhere. So, I mean, yeah, I think WWE does need to focus on the women more because, like, think about the storyline with Becky, Bayley, and Lyra. That is the best storyline going in WWE right now. And they allow these women to really go into these feuds and have a big, long feud. Like, they cook, right? I feel like they tend to always put women into, like, these mini feuds that aren't really feuds. They're kind of just for the match, hoping the match can deliver, I should say. But, like, when you actually let them have feuds, they can really cook. Like, Rhea and Io, just letting them have that storyline of Rhea never beating Io and then delivering that absolute classic. I agree with you. I think that WWE does need to focus more on the women because they can produce. Next hot take we have on here says, Naomi should have failed her cash-in. No. Why should she have failed her cash-in? That would have been such a waste, right? I think when anybody fails their cash-in, it's a waste because then you got to wait a whole damn year for the next Miss Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank. No, nobody should be failing their cash-in unless, they pull the trigger on somebody, like an Austin Theory to give them the money back. This was obviously during the Vince era, and then he's not ready to hold the briefcase. He's not ready to become champion. Or like, Roman was also champion, and Roman wasn't going to drop the title anytime soon. Like, if there's a situation like that, okay. This is not a situation like that. Naomi's been putting on her best work ever since turning heel. Like, she deserved the Money in the Bank, and she deserved to become world champion again in WWE. Her performances in 2024, ever since returning, like, she was on TV, like, every week, putting on great matches, being involved in the tag team stuff, having, like, one of the best feuds of the year with Jade Cargill, and then an upcoming feud with Bianca that's happening. Like, I think it's just disrespectful that you think that she should have failed her cash-in. Like, that would have been so lame. Imagine after that banger of a main event, you see Naomi come out and she just fails the cash-in. Like, that would absolutely suck. We definitely needed to see a new champion. Io Sky, not her fault, by the way. Her title reign was just getting really bad because they weren't putting her into any feuds. Like I said, I don't want to see the title back on Rhea. So putting the world title on Naomi is freaking awesome because it's fresh. And like I said in the previous hot take, like, she can cook. Like, she had a great promo segment. Like, she can really, if they give her the feuds that she needs to have, I think that she can absolutely cook as world champion. So I disagree. I think she definitely should have not failed her cash in. That brings us to the final hot take on here, and that hot take is Roxanne Perez was screwed out of the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, the Money in the Bank, and the Queen of the Ring. I disagree with you. You have to think, she just got called up from NXT. She's like 23 years old. She literally could be wrestling for another 20 years, if we're being honest with you. She has all the time in the world to win the Royal Rumble, to win the Money in the Bank, to win the Elimination Chamber, to win Queen of the Ring. It's all going to happen. I'm sure she'll win at least 2 or 3 of those 4 things on that list. She's just super young, and she's in a different storyline. She's involved in one of the bigger storylines on Monday Night Raw with the Judgment Day. Like, putting her into that main event group is exactly what she needs, and it's benefiting. Like, you're seeing the crowd react to her more, and the storyline has been just really good. I don't think that she needed to win any of these things. The fact that she made it to the final 2 in the Royal Rumble with the likes of Charlotte Flair, who's won the most women's world titles in WWE history, at just 23 years old, after, she wasn't actually technically even on the main roster at that point. That shows how WWE respects her, and they see her as a future main event status female wrestler. But it's just not going to happen yet. You have to be patient with these type of things. It's going to happen, right? Like we saw when Tiffany got called up. She lost the Rumble. She lost the Chamber, right? She won Money in the Bank. I think this year, right, obviously, I don't think it was meant, the Money in the Bank was meant for Roxanne Perez. We could always see Roxanne literally win the Money in the Bank briefcase next year, right? Like, she's going to win these events, like the Chamber, the Rumble, the Money in the Bank. She's going to win them in the future. You just have to give it time, right? They're not just going to call her up from NXT and then just, oh, you're instantly going to win all of this. It's going to happen, right? You just have to be patient. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to comment down below what future videos you guys want to see from me. Alright guys, peace.